Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. If you've been watching in the last couple of weeks, you know how much I've loved this week because we've had beautiful spring weather action, and I love spring. It's my favorite season. So I'm looking very forward to the fact that we're headed out of winter and into spring, and the girls are looking forward to that too. We've been on a few walks this week in our little pouch on the Greenway, and we have loved it. Hi, Brittany. Happy Friday to you as well. Hope everybody is having a great week and is looking forward to a great weekend. We're going to be on here really quickly talking about heart health and kind of go over some information in general about how to help your pet have a healthy heart. But then I really wanted to address some of the DCM conversation as well, as that I know that's a continued conversation. And I've already posted one link in the comments. I will post another link here shortly about the most recent findings from the FDA. Hi, Barb. If you haven't already gotten your subscription box yet this month, for February. Of course, we're focusing on pet dental health, but we're also focusing on heart health, pet heart health. And the thing about heart health for pets is it also is very connected to overall body health. But there's some really important conversation that's been happening about DCM and pets, and DCM is dilated cardiomyopathy. And it is a specific diagnosis that seems to have been talked about a lot more recently, although there have been periods of time throughout the last 30 years that this topic has hit the news circuit as it pertains to animals. In the 80s, it was all about DCM and cats. And then it jumped to be DCM and dogs in the early 90s, and there was a potential connection to lamb and rice diets at that time, and now it's jumped into the headlines again. It did a couple of years ago, potentially being linked to grain-free diets. DCM is one of those things that is pretty rare in pets. It still is pretty rare in pets. Actually, cancer in pets is far more common than DCM. It's still an extremely rare diagnosis. But some vets thought that they were seeing an increase. Hi, yes. Look how pretty. Hi, darling. Another dachshund. But DCM is one of those things that vets thought that they were seeing an uptick in potential diagnosis. And so they were wondering where that was coming from. And so there have been a lot of studies in the last 2 years because they thought there was a potential link to grain-free diets. We said at that time we did not feel like there was a link to grain-free versus grain-inclusive. Here's the number one reason why. DCM is thought to be potentially caused for a lot of reasons, but one of the reasons they were stating was low taurine. Taurine is not really found in plant-based ingredients. So your plant-based ingredients are going to be the starches that are included in the food to bind it together. Peas, legumes, potatoes, rice, oatmeal, barley, all of those things, again, it's steel cut oats, things like that. All of those things are things that are found in kibble to hold it together and bind it together. Taurine is found in meat-rich products. So meat, organ meat, that's where you're going to find taurine. Or you can find it for dogs. Dogs like humans can synthesize it with cysteine and methionine. They're amino acids as well. And they can take those two amino acids and synthesize taurine from those two amino acids. Cats cannot do that, and that's why cats were having issues back in the 80s, is there was not taurine added to their food. And cats are obligate carnivores, so they need to get taurine in their diet because they need a very meat-rich diet. So they started adding taurine to cat food in the 80s, and the heart issues almost all but subsided. So Dog food now does contain taurine. In the last 2 years, most of our dog food companies have gone to adding taurine. However, taurine is heat sensitive. So it's usually added after the cooking process so as to not cook out the taurine. Taurine is an amino acid that's contained in meat profiles and in organs. And so you can get taurine by feeding a supplement from Herbsmith. We'll put this up here. You could feed this taurine boost, which also has other heart healthy products in it. You know, I would only recommend supplementing with the taurine boost if you are worried that your pet has a heart condition that is related to low taurine. Or if you're feeding an all kibble diet, that might be a good addition for you. The other way you can add in taurine for your pet is to add in some of these wonderful toppers. This one is by Green Juju, and we have it in several different meat profiles. This is their beef, their red meat, but the ingredients are beef hearts, beef liver, organic carrots, organic beets, organic turmeric, and then a preservative, but natural preservative. But this would be very rich in taurine and great to top the kibble. Again, we want to encourage you to moisten it for digestion purposes, but anything that is very meat rich, either single ingredient meat or organ meat, or very limited in plant material, like this has very limited plant ingredients in it. We have lots of these in the freeze-dried section. These are beef heart treats by our friend at Stella and Chewy's. And taurine, what taurine does is keep the heart muscle very healthy, keeps it pumping. And if you have a dog that has a weak heart, there's a possibility that they really need some supplement from taurine. But that is what taurine does for your pet, is keep the heart nice and healthy. In addition to taurine, your pet also needs omegas and omega-3 fatty acids. And so we have lots of different omega-3 fatty acids. We've talked a lot about these in recent weeks about adding in omegas. I recommend rotating them. Omegas can be found in several different sources, but especially fish. You're going to find them in different fish sources, but also hemp and coconut. They all have omega sources as well. This is Brilliant Salmon Oil, which is a brand new salmon oil for us. You see that nice color, that nice salmon color. This is a great salmon oil. We just brought this product in. It is tested to be free of heavy metals and is a great product. My dogs have been doing great on this. I've been adding it to their food twice a day just to add in some additional omegas. If your pet eats exclusively kibble or even kibble plus canned food, I'm going to tell you that you need to supplement with omegas. You always need to supplement with omegas. If they're a raw fed pet, it still wouldn't hurt to add in omegas. My pets are raw fed, and I do add in omega sources for them, and I rotate their omega sources. I've used Ultra Oil as well, which is a blend of salmon, sardine, anchovy, and hemp seed oil. And we have samples of this behind the counter. So if you wanted to test it out first, just come in and ask for a sample. But I love Ultra Oil. The one thing about Ultra Oil is that for the best bang for your buck, I'd recommend throwing it in the refrigerator in between uses and keep it stored in the fridge, just because it's going to keep everything from going rancid. But sardine, anchovy, and hemp seed oil, it has 3, 6, and 9 omegas. Sorry, Rory's hard. And then here's krill oil by our friends at Grizzly Oil. They also make salmon oils and a sardine oil, and we love this. And then Herbsmith has just come out with a new one as well called Pure Krill, which we love as well. Very rich in omega-3 fatty acids. And again, great for the heart health. It's also got a wonderful side effect that it's really good for skin and coat. And Merida has, I froze up. Okay. Merida, hopefully I'm back. Okay. Merida has a tendency to have very thin ears. It's a dachshund thing. And the fur on her ears down at the edges can tend to be a little bit brittle. And so adding in omegas, I find, softens up her ears, her ear flaps, and keeps that from happening. Yes, Brittany mentions Answers fish stock, and we love Answers fish stock. It's a great source. Wow. Hopefully it's got me on there, but oh, there we go. Okay. I no, if you're doing Answers fish stock, it's very rich in omegas. But what you may want to do is every now and again add in a different source of omegas. Add in a little bit of coconut oil, or add in some ultra oil that has sardine and anchovy, as well as the hemp seed oil. So you just maybe want to rotate, add in a little bit of different every now and again, even including the fish oil. So you can do the fish oil plus another omega if you want to do that. But yes, you bring up a great point that the Answers fish stock is very rich in omega. Sorry that my internet's being a little bit fussy. I don't know why, but it is being a little bit fussy. So those are ways that you can help the heart health of your pet. Now to cover some of the DCM conversation. Like I was saying earlier, some of the DCM initial conversation was recommending to go with grain inclusive over grain-free diets because there was a concern that maybe legumes or potatoes, the starches that are used frequently in grain-free diets, were somehow blocking the absorption of taurine. And after 2 years of extensive studies and a lot of money invested, they have not been able to locate any kind of truth to that hypothesis. So the FDA came out last fall and rescinded that initial statement and said they don't believe that DCM has had any kind of increase influenced by grain-free diets. They don't believe it to be connected to grain-free diets. They've stated they think it is a multifaceted issue that is likely influenced by genetics and many other, perhaps even environmental issues, but there's not any kind of evidence to indicate that grain-free diets are implicated in the DCM conversation. So what does that mean for you? It means if you have your pet on a grain-free diet and your pet is doing well on that grain-free diet, don't become immediately concerned and have a knee-jerk reaction and remove your pet from the grain-free diet simply because of this statement. Yes, Brittany says the damage was done. Yes, the damage from the FDA premature statement was done in that it really scared a lot of people. Understandably so. We all love our pets. I adore my animals, and if I felt like I was doing something that hindered their health, I would certainly want to stop immediately. But I have felt like from the beginning, and I've stated several times on these Facebook Lives, that I did not feel like DCM was directly connected to grain-free diets. I do think we need to consider giving our pets a more meat-rich diet. And when you feed kibble alone, that is simply not possible. We have some great kibbles that are wonderful basis for nutrition around here, and I highly recommend several of the kibbles that we carry. But I also am a big fan and advocate of adding in a topper. Fresh toppers are best. So if you're adding in a fresh topper, adding in something like a raw topper, adding in a gently cooked topper, and when you're adding in something that's gently cooked, we have Small Batch, we have Open Farm, and we have Stella and Chewy's. All of those are gently cooked diets. So you have the cooking to kill any concern about bacteria, but they've been gently cooked so that they don't cook out the nutrition like our good friend taurine, and don't cook out the omegas that are naturally occurring in that diet. Those are great toppers for you to add to a kibble diet so you can make sure you're giving your pets some exposure to a fresh, whole food for their body to digest. Consider that if you ate boxed cereal every single day for 3 meals a day, you probably wouldn't be at tip-top nutrition. Your body would probably be starved of some fresh, whole fruits and vegetables that we need for a proper balanced diet for all the vitamins and minerals that we need. So definitely consider adding that into your pet's diet. Our subscription boxes for March are sponsored by our friends at Nulo. We're really excited about that. And one of the things Nulo really advocates for is mixing up your pet's diet and adding layers to it. So we are going to be focusing on that in March. You will see some social media information and some Facebook Lives about how to build that bowl for your pet and how to mix it up so that your pet has more interest in food and more interest in their meals and has a more interesting diet and more full nutritional profile. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. I will be linking the article about the FDA statement that was made last fall, rescinding their initial statement that grain-free diets were to blame for DCM. The FDA has rescinded their statement. Unfortunately, that news is slow to get out. The initial statement flew around like wildfire and scared people really badly. Unfortunately, the new updated information hasn't been as quick to come out. So I will post that link in our comments when this is over so you can read up on that. And if you have additional questions, we can certainly tackle those. I know that people will stand by and say that they have a pet that as soon as they went on taurine, their pet's health got better and that their DCM got better. And I'm not going to tell you there aren't diet-related DCM cases. I certainly do believe there are. But as a basis, kibble in general is deficient in taurine from the standpoint of it is so fragile. So it can be too little grain for cooking. It doesn't have to do with grain-free versus grain-inclusive. So it is a much more complex issue at hand. So definitely building a better bowl, adding on toppers, making sure you offer fresh whole meat and organ meat that can be rich in taurine, and then adding in omega supplements. I add in omega supplements for myself every day too. It really helps keep the heart rate steady. It can help if your dog suffers from arrhythmic issues with their heart where it has rapid heartbeat. Omegas can really help with those kind of things. And I will say one other thing that I did not grab, but should have grabbed to include in this, goat milk. Goat milk is extremely rich in taurine. We love goat milk. And my dogs get goat milk with every meal. But it is a great source of taurine. Goat milk treats too. We have goat milk cheese. And that is extremely rich in taurine. So if you're looking for some taurine, we've got plenty of it on up in here. And I have had dogs that have had heart murmurs that have been helped when I put them on goat milk. It takes their heart murmur down just a little. It's not going to cure a heart murmur, but it does definitely help. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm kind of watching the comments. Yes, the Nulo broth. Brittany is mentioning the Nulo bone broth, which is great because it's single serve. So you just pour out what's in the little envelope onto your pet's food, and it makes it nice and easy for you. We love Nulo. So you'll be seeing some demonstrations through the month on our social media about Nulo and about how to build a bowl for your pet. So be sure to stay tuned. Let me know if you have any questions. If you want to know how to get on our website and get a subscription box, let me do this for you real quick and show this to you so you know how to go ahead and get your subscription going. It's going to see here. Share screen. Here we go. So this is our website. And when you come to our website, I'm underneath the Battle Realm store, but you can choose the location. So if you need to switch it to the High Point Red location, you can do so by clicking choose your location. If you want to shop on our online store, here's the button for that, or you can just simply click here. And here is our shop subscription boxes. So if you click on this box, it's going to take you to our subscription box page. Here are the choices for our subscription boxes. You have the Bonafactor box and the Generosity box. We have cat and dog theme boxes each month. They have a different theme. And if you see here, there's a click down for how you'd like to choose your method of delivery. If you want to pick it up from one of the two stores, if you want local delivery, or if you want it to be shipped to you, we can do any of those options. If you choose a subscription, monthly subscription, it's $29.99 a month. If you want to just purchase it one time to see if you like it, it's $34.99 for just a one-time purchase. You can also walk into the store and pick one up as well without ordering through PayPal. We're working to add those to this online store. They should be added really, really soon. Oh, and there you go. There's Nulo Challenger right there. This savory chicken stew. All of their Tetra Packs have taurine added into them. So that's a nice cool thing about those Nulo stews. They all have taurine added. So those are the subscription boxes. Okay, Barb's asking a question. Let me get back that. It's going to get off my screen there. Okay. Barb is saying, if I'm feeding my dogs Earthborn Venture plus a bit of canned or Macana or goat milk, do I need to add more taurine? Barb, no, you're good on taurine if you're adding the goat's milk. That's very rich in taurine, so that's a taurine supplement all in of itself. Brandy, yes, I would add goat milk to anybody's food. Honestly, I should probably add it to my own. Goat milk is great. It's rich in nutrition. Rory Rose, who's right here, she gets taurine, or she gets goat milk with each one of her meals. Like I said, I feed it to all of my dogs twice a day. If I don't put goat milk in their food, they wonder what's up. It's a great addition to a pet's food, and it's extremely rich in so much nutrition, just like milk. And of course, our goat milk is not pasteurized, which means the enzymes that your pet needs in order to digest that milk are still intact in the goat milk. Yeah, I love, Brandy, if you talk to any of us up here at the store or to myself, I love goat milk. I think it's just fabulous. And I've used it so much that in my rescue, we'll have dogs that come in that are kind of like decrepit. For about lack of a better word, seniors, they have lots of problems. And I'll tell you, the first thing that we do to change their health is adding goat's milk. And we have some vets in Raleigh and our Raleigh contingency that always say, I know you preach the value of goat milk. And now we've started to believe it because we see the difference you make in some of these dogs you bring in that are so sick. It is a great thing for a sickly animal. It's easy for them to drink. It's easy for their body to digest. And it has so much nutrition. So I don't think I see any other questions. I'm reading. Feel free to ask any other questions. The heart health is so important. Because as they get older, we definitely want to make sure they're getting everything that they need. But these are things that are important for puppies too. So it's been great for you to mention puppies, because we always think of supplements as a older pet issue. It really is an issue from the beginning. You want to start your pet out on supplements if you're feeding them a kibble diet, especially. Okay, well guys, we have enjoyed having you here today. Truly appreciate it. Rory Rose, don't start now. You've been a good girl. And we appreciate you joining us. We look forward to having you again next week. We're going to reveal our subscription box next week and go over all the components of it. And then we will also be having another time where we are actually hosting our Nulo representative to talk to you a little bit more about the background of Nulo, why it was created, and what the premise is behind it. And we look forward to hosting her with us this month. We also will have a Primal rep with us in March, and she's going to be talking about Primal, which is a great company. They sell freeze-dried, frozen, and they also have goat milk and bone broth as well. So they're another great company. And if you're interested at looking at either switching to a new company to feed your pet, or use those as toppers for your pet's diet. Those would be great Friday Facebook Lives to make sure you join us for. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I know I'm going to have a fabulous one. I'm looking forward to it. And we will see you back here next week. Thanks, everybody.